All right. Sorry for the delay, everybody, but we're back,
We're back.
and I think and we're picking up a bit after we left off, but I think we're still in game two.
Yeah, it
That
looks
would make
super,
sense because they both got a bunch of resources.
and looks kind of more even than I expected it to at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of base damage, like Rando's got a lot in there, and he's taken
Yeah,
almost none.
Rendo's definitely ahead.
But Palp's been used. It looks like.
Yes, we saw Pab use on the Vader right before the stream went down.
Oh yeah, of course we did.
There's a Vader. Vader, of course, only a 3/5 right now because of Snoke.
Yeah.
But he's able to snag.
Snoke has been cut from a lot of Kira decks, but it's making its way back into this one.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised to see him. I haven't seen him in quite a while. I'm interested in if probably only running 2 copies.
At most, yeah, I guess. Probably there for the Vader 4 matchup. The pilot Vader.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Which,
Maybe in a sideboard option. Oh, we see double
relentless for
double
Greg.
relentless draw. Wow. It's still the Annihilator. Maybe feels like he has to wait for all the Change of Hearts to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Livy was saying there was a judge call a while ago from a Change of Heart Annihilator. But yeah, I mean the way that works is, the player who controls it when it's defeated resolves the when defeated ability.
Correct. So definitely would be no fun to have your Annihilator stolen. We do see the Annihilator hit the table.
That is a nice hand from
Wow.
from Rando.
Yeah, well,
Moff Gideon, yeah.
Vader
That's that's an interesting one. I hope we see that one at some point.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a hand.
But I mean, Devastator is rough here into Annihilator because I mean I think he has 12, right? So he can.
Yeah, he has enough resources to kill.
Ooh, he's gonna go and kill Snoke with it.
Okay. I don't love that play.
He's got No Good to Me Dead, so he can keep the Devastator alive for another turn.
Yeah, that's
true. He might be trying to see if he can push for lethal here.
Yeah, that's. I guess he's decently close to just ending the game. Taking Snoke off the board helps him push the damage.
All right. Looks like Greg does have his own Devastator in hand, which is going to be massive.
We see the No Good to Me Dead.
Yep. So Greg's Devastator allows him to kill Mando's Devastator.
Mm-hmm. Which keeps him out of lethal.
Yeah, it does.
But things are looking dire, just in terms of the damage race.
Yeah. Keep in mind, Greg does have 3 extra health from the data vault, so...
True, he's still got 12 health left, but he's got a 28.
Yep. And Rando does have... We did see double Palps returned in his hand, so he can bring back that Devastator.
Palps return the Devastator. Yeah, brutal. 1, 2, 3. Alright, he is going to pay 5 just to no glory that chip. Takes 3 damage from the Royal Guard. Oh, and the Relentless comes down to block the Palp's return. At least the first one. But Greg had only 6 base health remaining. See. Pays 6.
Fell the dragon?
Yeah, pays 6 to no value the Palp's Return, and then pays 6 more to fell the dragon.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Greg does have the second one in hand, I believe, unless he resourced it. Also, barrage.
But we do see a barrage. Let's see, how many resources does Mando have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I think 12 or 13.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3.
Does he have 14?
I think he does. Looks like 14 to me.
Yeah, it looks like exactly 14, which is enough to kill it off a Devastator.
Yeah. Now, Greg, I believe, does have enough resources left to play that second Relentless.
It looks like Mando's not going for the Devastator play.
Maybe he feels like he can just get lethal on the ground. You see a Super Laser Blast in Greg's hand.
All right.
And Relentless number 2.
And there's that Gideon.
There's
that
Gideon.
Is 5 attack, which means that these two units together are lethal.
Greg hits into base with that Annihilator.
And from here, it's just going to be like a straight up race. Both players have lethal this turn.
Greg really clawed his way back.
Yeah, I wonder if Rando's on Hotshot Blasters. I know he was at one point.
Was he? That would be nuts. That would be so awesome. You do see 5 win. Now we got
1 health left for Greg. He's got to have something.
Greg needs something other than there's the Devastator.
That's something.
That's something. Can't play an event. I mean, he can play an event that's got no value, so.
Yeah, he can go barrage into Return Devastator. Keeps him alive.
That's probably the way, because then you block space too.
If he resourced this turn, right? If he didn't, he's kind of doomed.
5.
What else does he have?
I mean, if Greg wins this game, there's no way they're getting a third game, so it's just gonna be
there's no way. I can't remember if he resourced this round, because if he's on 15, then he has that play. If he isn't,
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He's on 14.
Yeah, so he can't do barrage return.
Nope. Wow.
Ugh. Gotta think ahead.
I mean, yeah. Whew.
Let's see. He's facing on 20 right now.
He's palping. Ooh. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do and play to your outs, right?
Yeah, he's got potential draws. Like, I mean, drawing Devastator, it would be great. Drawing like Frozen and Carbonite maybe gets him there.
Yeah, I don't know.
But then Greg just claims.
Right.
I think it's got to be like exactly Devastator.
There's the Bazine, takes whatever, and then Greg swings for lethal. Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Good game.
What a comeback. After not playing anything for 3 rounds and then getting your Pershing stolen.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's
And like I
a
said,
nice one from
it's
Greg.
less than 6 minutes left on the clock. Game 3 is, not practical.
Are they just gonna call it? It looks like they might just be saying we're just gonna intentionally draw.
That's what I would do in this position.
Why even play out the
Yeah.
game 3? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well done to both players. That was some nice play. It's unfortunate for Mando he didn't resource that last round. I think he could have gotten there.
All right.
So here we see the deck list spread, and Mando, having beaten Sabine and Kira, is probably gonna be feeling pretty good into this meta.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he didn't quite beat that Kira, but
Fair enough.
that
was the highest seeded Kira in the tournament, though.
Oh well. Yeah. So we should have I think how many undefeateds do we have? We have 90. We should have 18 undefeateds, right?
I think
all right. Let's see. Time is getting close. We do have 18 undefeated, so we should have 9 after this round. If you want to follow Take the Initiative, we're on YouTube at Take the Initiative. Also on Substack, taketheinitiative.substack.com, but we don't post much there other than deck lists from the league that we run. If you are interested in playing the league, it's free to join. You play 8 games over the course of a month at your own pace. And then we do top cuts at the end of the month.
Yeah, join the league. RT does a great job. And get some glory.
Yeah. Anything else you want to plug, Nick?
That's it. This was fun. Quite a game.
All right, we're going to a break, and we'll be back soon with round 7.
What's up, Star Wars Unlimited fans? Loopy at Late Night Gaming, and we are here for round 7, and we got a banger for you. For this round, I'm joined with Rebel Traitor from Take the Initiative.
Hey, hey. We got the only Hans mirror match here.
Oh man, you're gonna make me play the video. Let me see if I can find it.
Dameron, who's been one of the big innovators in the Han 2 space, here playing the Han 2 Data Vault deck, which has proven to be like one of our biggest successes of the day against I think it's Matthew actually on Han 1 Data Vault.
There we go. Let me change that.
And I think in an earlier round I mentioned Han 1 had been one of the only decks that had resisted the Data Vault revolution.
Till now.
But
until now.
Until now.
All right, so yeah.
This one is on the Data Vault.
Dameron, I think, just won a PQ in Florida, maybe last week, with Han Vault. Is currently undefeated. Both of these players are undefeated after 6, which is just a great round. So we're at the very top of the performance of the Minnesota Regional. Ko's considering his resourcing. I think Matthew's taking a mulligan.
Yeah.
Cuts the deck. What do you think about this matchup, though, RT?
You know, I'm not sure who's favored. My guess is the Han 2 might be favored because it can run like more things for the late game because these like mid-range mirrors tend to be quite grindy.
Yep, absolutely. All right, and I just got the timer information. Let's let us get our round timer back up if you want to call the match.
All right. So it looks like Matthew's got initiative here. And they might be waiting for something. If Matthew has a resupply here, that would be very, very nice. That's definitely what you're looking for early. From my understanding, the Han 2 version doesn't usually run ramp cards. So he's just looking for units early.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Maybe he runs Cham, but that's different.
Yeah, he's got anti-rep, and I don't know if Cham is in the main or in the side right now in Ko's list. I suppose I could know, but we're not going to tell, even if I did. But, I mean, he oftentimes, would like to start drawing them. Han Mothma's a perfectly fine thing. Han Green, Han 1, Matthew's going to use the Han ability, and we're going to see a Cassian Marine in the ground arena, which is a 3/3 with Han's 2 damage. And that is
right, and it's going to be
set for Falcon is what that is, the OP.
It is. That's a nice opening for Matthew.
You see all the Bothans in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Cheering on their guy, Dameron. See if he can stay undefeated.
All right. Falcon's a nice start for Matthew here because it lets him build a platform for upgrades like Chewie.
Yep, Chewbacca comes
we'll
down.
see if I don't know. Do these Han 2 lists usually main deck like Fang Fighters?
Oftentimes.
Okay. So he didn't have one this round.
So take 7.
But he had the yeah, so that's gonna be a big hit.
3 from the Falcon, 3 from Chewbacca, and then +1 for the Falcon's ability for having a pilot on it.
Well, he did get his Poe there though, which
Absolutely.
is a 4/5 space unit.
Right, and that has what? It has 7 health that he has to get through.
The big Falcon, yeah, 7 health. Could go up even higher if Matthew's got another pilot.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that we know likely that at least last turn, Ko did not have a Fang Fighter, or he would have hit it. He would have hit Chewbacca.
Yeah.
But he did get a 4/5 into the space arena. He has initiative. Considering his options, having to deal with Han Green's pilot going strong. He's going to attack the Chewie piloted Falcon, doing 4 damage to it.
All
Another
right.
7 to base, to 14 damage.
Might have an open fire.
Yeah. Good. Chewbacca's ability prevents the Falcon from being killed by defeat effects. It is not in any way immune to being killed by damages. There's a Ahsoka Tano for Han, making him discard a Cham. All right, Blue Leader finishes off the Falcon.
Yeah, that does it.
So he's ended the Chewbacca menace, but nearly half the damage on his base from 2 swings with Chewie. I would say that the old Han Green is the aggressor in this matchup.
Yeah, that's how I would put it. He's doing a pretty good job of it at this point.
Very aggressive. I mean, when you can start with Falcon Chewies, that's not bad.
All right, Colby does get to flip his leader this turn, and Matthew doesn't, which is important.
Yep. Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does. I guess it depends on how he uses his ability.
I was gonna say Colby definitely does.
Yep. And Matthew uses the Han action to put on a 6 resource. That is Blue Leader into the ground arena, ambushing for 5.
Let's see, they're getting tokens squared away. Yeah, that looks correct.
There we go.
All right.
It looks like Han is the Han showcase in a slab. Looks like it might be in a slab. At least a hard case protector. 18 damage on Kodamrin's base. He deploys Han
7. Radis.
Radis.
That's interesting.
So Radis right there, that's a prestige Radis. I believe it's a 8/6.
I think I have a copy.
Yep. But it's not going to have
here.
Sentinel unless it sees a resistance unit or upgrade. But it doesn't really matter. It's a big, powerful play. So that's a kind of a cool include for Matthew in this Han Green list in Data Vault. And, maybe the extra 10 cards, why not a Radis? He probably has Poe unit, which is the pilot Poe. That unit, green Poe unit, set 4 Poe unit. So that would give an upgrade. And we'll see if we see any more resistance stuff. Wormy, you can see the top 64 scrolling on the top. I know I saw Throng Colossus before.
Yeah, that deck was it went I think 4-0 and then lost in round 5, and I think it's won round 6. So it's there.
Yep. So it's always important with Han 2 Vault 2 is how many cards in hand. I don't think he actually had all too much draw this game because he had to deal with that Mega Falcon. So though on 6, I don't know that a Hammerhead is able to kill the Radis, which is highly relevant right now. What will you do next? Radis gets a Han Solo. That is a hit for 10. Ouch! To 28 damage on base. The Elder Han putting down the aggression. And I mean,
Colby now has to deal with both these threats this turn.
Right. Well, I mean, right now he's got to do something. I mean, Hot Shot Blaster wins the game right now for Matthew if he cannot remove Han Leader. And then he's got to deal with the Han piloted Radis up in the Space Arena. And when we talk about Han Green being able to go aggro and go face and race, I mean, this is exactly what we're talking about.
Yep.
Because we're on the natural 6 resource turn and 28 damage to base. And he didn't ramp.
And Matthew,
just 5
now he's got even more resources here to put more threats out with.
To 17. There's Hot Shot Blaster, so game 1 goes to Matthew.
All right. That was a pretty swift one.
Sure was. All right, so Let's fire off only Hans before we talk about sideboarding. All right, so get our main board back. I just hit it because it was there. Wow, are they going quick? They're going through their sideboard decisions here. What would you be sideboarding for Han Green? Trying to deal with a Han fault.
Well, that depends which Han I am.
Okay, you're the Elder Han.
These are both Han Vault.
You're a Han, Elder Han, Set 1 Han, looking at the younger version of yourself. Almost looks like a different person.
I don't know. Let's see. I'd want things that I could play in the later game to help me, but I wouldn't want to take out too many of my early game aggro cards.
Yep.
So maybe like reinforcement walkers or home ones could be big adds. If he's not main decking those already, which I mean with 60 cards he probably is. If I'm Colby, I think we saw Cham in the main deck there, so but if not, I'm bringing those in. I don't know what else. What else does he have? You know, there hasn't been a Hantu Blue Masterclass yet, so I'm not an expert on the deck.
Yeah,
but there might be one.
There might be one soon. We'll see. But I mean, if you saw Crispy's list from Richmond when we did our excellent coverage there, it was called Colby You Might Be Cooking Here, and that actually relates to Towernumbernine and kind of the genesis of that list, and it's really kind of taken a lot.
So you got to sit through one of my ads. So we'll be back in a minute, guys.
All right. Are they ready to go? Looks like they're shuffling up here.
Yeah, absolutely. They're shuffling up. We're seeing what's happening here. Wormy and Chad, I think, is one of the Wisconsin guys. Wasn't able to attend the regional today, but able to watch online. 3 different streams headed over, and the TOs are doing a great job with us.
Yeah. Love to see as many streams as possible.
Yeah, I see Chrono just flashed by, doing well in 24th place right now. So how this works, for anybody that might not have seen one of the 2-day events, is there's actually going to be 9 rounds of Swiss today. We were just informed by SCG, which is a little bit different than what we thought the breakpoint was. But the players are looking to advance to day 2. And I think you have to be in the top 64 to do that.
Yeah, I believe they're going to cut to 64 and then do 4 rounds of Swiss tomorrow and then top 8.
Right. So we got a lot of coverage left. You know, we're certainly getting into the, high perform index. It's not easy to go 6-0 at a 600 player person tournament.
Yeah.
If anybody out there in the TV land knows information about our Matthew player here.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sideboarding is
Matthew. Yeah, Matthew Munzenberger is his name. Please let us know. Towernumbernine is a member of the Bothan competitive team. Let me get you his biography that George sent us today. I know he won the PQ last week. He's a streamer. He actually streamed Gen Con from his phone for a little bit. He was 3rd place at Beatle. And he's won 3 PQs. So, great guy. Nice fella. I actually talk with him fairly frequently.
Just a reminder, Star Wars fans, that if you no longer
All right, we're getting started here.
Red 5 hits the field into the space arena. Red 5 is a 3/4 that has an on attack that does 2 damage to a damage unit.
Yeah. That must be a really interesting card in like the mirror of this matchup.
Right. it actually has a lot to do with the mirror. And with Sabine.
Yeah.
All right, so Matthew deciding what to do. Will he use the Han action here? Typically, that's what a Han green does. Depends on his hand. He sure does. Ko takes the initiative. The Falcon is going to kill Red 5. It doesn't quite die. And he doesn't have to pay the Falcon tax. Will he leave it? Will he leave it there? All right. Jeff Schutz in the chat. Matthew's a local player from LA. He's part of the local team Fallen Order and is a 2-time PQ winner with Han Tarkentown. And he's already top 4 to PQ out west. So he flew across the country to be at the regional here, and he's performing. So thank you, Jeff Schutz, in the chat.
That's a great story.
Han Tarkentown absolutely had a podcast for Keyforge because he was talking about that with me this morning. That is 100% true.
Keyforge. That's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
That's right. That's right. All right. Han goes there. It's going to stay in the ground arena this time, which makes sense to me.
Yep. He's a 2-3 on the ground, right?
He's a 3-3 on the ground.
3-3.
Or he'd be dead. But yeah, the Green Poe unit interaction is very strong for Han too, as is Red Poe interaction. I mean, playing early Red Poe is another strong move, particularly in this matchup with the upgrades that the pilots have. And if what will have changed is Ko probably improved with more upgrade head sideboarding as Red Han. Because
Blue Leader is massive here for Matthew.
Blue Leader is. Kills the token and hangs on to the space arena.
Keeps that Falcon alive.
Right.
We'll see if it bounces itself to reset the health.
Right. You also might have had Bright Hopes added. I mean, there's usually Bright Hopes in this list, but they may not be main decked, depending on Ko's choices, and I'm sure he's attuned to the meta. But
all right, looks like Falcon tax has been paid.
Falcon tax has been paid. There's no tax evasion of those Falcons. No Kazada. Han 1 certainly can do it. Wormy in the chat says he runs the Wisconsin Keyforge Discord. Got to collect that amber. All right. What is this going to be? It's a 5-drop. It's a Delphi, I believe. Yep, that's a Delphi.
A Delphi. That's interesting.
I think that actually it has 2 damage on it. No, 3. It's just the dice.
Okay, they got it.
Three damage to base, 6. But really a different game without the Pilot Falcon. He goes to 4.
Absolutely.
What's he playing for 4? Tech?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Guess he wanted a tech.
Yeah, I mean, if you got no other options, it's fine. Definitely better later game, but I mean, even like in this board state, it's not bad because, just because of what's out there.
I mean, he might have a bad hand. That happens, and the tech play can solve that for a while. People, I think they still have some DJ PTSD at times with killing tech. He's not as dangerous as he was a month ago.
Yeah.
All right, so Adelphi is a 4/6 with 2 damage on it, so it has 4 health remaining, and it can kill either. Ko has initiative. Down a game in game 2 of round 7.
All right, gonna clear that Falcon. Makes sense to me. Don't want it to be bouncing and resetting itself.
Right. Blue Leader attacks base. Matthew says, I am the beatdown. I'm not going to kill that Adelphi. All right, so both players on 5. The Han action for Matthew has not been used yet, nor has the Han action for Dameron. But he doesn't really need to use it on this side unless he feels that Han is going to be instantly killed. Young Han, when deployed, can use his action with the resource discount as many times as he wants, which is kind of cool. Another Adelphi killing tech.
Another Adelphi, yeah.
So the Adelphi patrol rings, you know, are strong up in the space arena for Han Data Vault.
Loop, what's going on?
Hey, Solo, we're live right now calling this match. Thanks for joining us. But
Definitely where I had to give a shout out to my fellow South Floridian, Dameron.
there you go. Solo's been a longtime member of Late Night Gaming. What you come and do to cut up Co here?
Yeah, really great player, man. He's a really good player. He's topped in like every PQ, and then he recently won the most recent one in Orlando. So
Absolutely, there's a whole bunch of
on a
Han
roll.
Data Vault there. All right, well, thanks for joining us and popping in. Well, I'll tell Co when I see him right after this that you said hello.
all right.
All right, so he got U-Wing. So he played a Han unit. Was he able to get anything else?
No.
Ouch.
I mean, that's 7 cost. Like, of course.
Oh, it's that Han. That's the
Yeah.
OP-66 Han from set 1. Ah, got it.
Yeah, it does kind of look like the other one. So I
Right.
thought it was that one for a second, but
Okay.
but that kills the worth the risk leader. So major play.
Yep. Han on high
Forces
violence is
the-
pretty sad. All right.
Forces the out of aspect, fell the dragon.
There you go. Adelphi hits for 4, taking Co to 19 damage on base. Excuse me, that was Blue Leader hits for 3. Now Adelphi hits for 4 to Matthew's base, taking him to 12. Hot shot Han
Ooh,
for 6.
that's big.
It sure is, and that stays around for next turn. And now I think it's actually tough, right? So there's 4 resources left. I mean, pick your poison. Han is representing 6 damage. A surprise strike or another gun would get him to lethal. So the Elder Han is really pushing it. I think that's exactly right. Co has to claim, which he hates. He smuggles in an L3. And boy, he's got to find a lot of answers here.
All right, looks like Colby took initiative there. Didn't kill the blue leader with the ready Adelphi.
He had to. I mean, I think it was just too risky to.
Yeah, he had
Not-
to claim, otherwise he loses.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, but what does he have anything that can stop this?
I mean, he has to stop the Han, and then maybe gets another action to stop something else.
We're gonna call him
See, what could he have? He could have. Agabase Defender does do it for the time being.
Yeah, that's a good time buyer.
Ooh, he's being aggressive here. Going to the base there with his own Adelphi. Instead of cleaning out that last blue leader in space. Could be like playing around a blue leader from Matthew. But I don't know, that just feels so marginal.
Yeah, it kind of feels like this one's in the books this round.
Yep, and this is game 2, so that would be the end of this match if Kokan does it. But he's gonna play it out. He's far along.
Ooh, change of heart.
All right.
Ooh.
Confiscates the gun. We will hit for 2.
Geez. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, he's just playing it out. And
All
Matthew
right, good
prevails.
game.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to have another match soon. And we'll go from there. So let's hit the deck list screen when we're here. Pop my camera back on. So what do you think about that match, RT?
That was a lot more of a blowout than I thought it would be. I thought it'd at least be pretty close.
Yeah, well, I mean, any given round, sometimes you get, the cards you need. Sometimes you get the cards you don't. But I mean, that Han Data Vault deck certainly looks strong. And if you haven't seen any of kind of the set 4 Hans, I mean, it really is quite a bit.
Well,
To
one of the major things with Han Data Vault is that it's weak in space. It has a really strong ground game, but the space it has answers, but not enough answers.
Yeah, not right away, right? And I mean, we didn't see the game he needed a Fang Fighter. He didn't have it. And then, the second match was a lot closer. But I mean, really, just the Han Green Data Vault, the older Han, bounced it to. So how this is going to work is I think they're going to move our secondary match over as soon as they're at a game break. I'm going to update our overlays here. Shout out to the guy in the chat that noticed that we changed Minnesota Regional, but not the city. And it's not the Minnesota Regional in Richmond. We're actually, believe it or not, in Minnesota for the Minnesota Regional.
See, I'm looking at the other undefeateds. It looks like there's another undefeated match that is effectively these same 2 decks. Or actually, no, it's actually different. It's the same 2 leaders, but it's Audacious Smuggler on Echo Base, the green 30, and Worth the Risk on Dagobah Swamp, the blue. That's Cole, who we had on a few rounds ago.
Yep.
And then we've got
Let me go to 7. All right.
another Worth the Risk versus Sabine, and a Ray Data Vault versus Kira Data Vault.
All right. So I can just go over verbally. I think our match was the first one to end. I see actually on table 11 Emmanuel Apodaca, who's Carlos's big brother, on Sabine ECL, did finish off an Anakin blue very quickly. And that would make Emmanuel now 5-1. Shout out to him. Another Madison guy. We'll see who gets moved. I see Alex there. Sunny D is on table 8.
Looks like we're getting table 22. That's going to be Alex Krez versus Nathaniel Wells.
Okay, so yeah, we got Yoda Echo Base, which is a Yoda green. Alex is another Wisconsin guy. He actually won the very first Misty Star Wars event back when, has come back. A Milwaukee guy, not actually a Madison local. He's a Milwaukee local. Plays at Games Universe a little bit more. Very good guy. He's actually kind of got the internal Wisconsin testing group going, so I know him well. I'm going to see where they're sitting. Let's get back to the gameplay overlay, which I'll update. I fired up pellets again. That is how that works. That is how that works. So, if anybody didn't catch the Han masterclasses, we did 3 in a row, right after the thing. It's there. Okay, I see them just moving over now, or they're vacating. I suppose I should go back to this for a second. I think they are moving there. So I'm going to assume they're going to be back on this set. I'll put this up now while I work on that. Oh, they just moved. All right, here's our replacement match. So this is going to be Alex, that's actually the Twin Suns Echo base, I can even see. Against Nathaniel on Yoda Green. How much you know about Yoda Green 30?
I've played with it a bit. It's really fun. There are lots of different versions of it. Most of what I've seen has actually been Data Vault, not the Green 30. But there are a couple versions of it. One is running a bunch of stuff like Endless Legions and how to aspect things, and it's pretty crazy. But there's like, the more standard version, which is basically just all the good blue-green hero cards.
Right.
Similar to Ray Data Vault, but I guess a bit more, late game heavy.
All right, so put Nathaniel here. If anybody knows Nathaniel from anything, shout him out. Everybody likes, at an event this size, you have people from all across the area. If you want to call, I'm just going to go check who won game 1. So
That'd be awesome. All right.
Shout out to the guy running Yoda Data Vault. Just at a major event. That's kudos to him.
Looks like this one's actually Green 30, not Data Vault.
Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the overlay.
Oh yeah. Loopy hasn't updated it yet. So yeah, both these decks are actually Green 30, not Data Vault.
Oh, okay.
So Data Vault, people saying Data Vault's fully taken over. It's not quite there yet.
all right, so this is actually game 3. The players are even.
All right, game 3.
The first game went to Alex, and the second game went to Nathaniel.
Is this Alex the Great? KTOD Alex?
Nope, this is
No.
Alex from Wisconsin.
That's from
And
Wisconsin.
both of these are on 30-point Echo bases. I will get to that in a second.
Used to be a Pacific Northwest player in the Destiny days.
Really?
Ooh, the Destiny days.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something close to all of our hearts.
Yes, I love Destiny. I miss it. Even though this is such a great game.
I got to roll some bones. All right, I think actually both are on Echo base. So we got that updated. The round timer is pretty accurate. So these guys got about 25 minutes to finish game 3. That's probably doable. Grindy though the matches may be.
Yeah.
I think that the Han player is almost certainly the beatdown in this match.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm familiar enough. Alex does run pretty Alex-like. Actually, I'm not sure, but yeah, no, he runs a pretty Alex-like pilot list, I believe.
All right, so we're expecting to see lots of pilots.
Yeah. Talking about
All right.
Alex Blandon's, kind of brew. I think actually Micah is a much more casino type brew from Wisconsin. But shout out to all the Wisconsin locals. I mean, there's all kinds of them in the top 64 right now. Doing pretty
I will
well.
say, Rebel, I think that Data Vault is getting pretty close to a meta takeover. Like it's everywhere.
But we got 2 holdouts here. We got 2 30-point bases.
Yeah, I
so
think
his sleeves say Windows. Mace Windows. I think that's a reaction to.
That's nice.
Yeah, he's probably running. The Yoda player's probably running the 30 because they want to see their combo. I'm assuming they're probably running the Endless Legions, maybe. I don't know if they pulled it off, but
Liza asked in the chat. Matthew piloting older Han Data Vault prevailed 2-0 in relatively convincing fashion. Of our first match, but we have a second match. This is a decisive game 3. So both players, I think they're both 5-1 right now, looking to improve to 6-1, make day 2 of the event. There's going to be 2 more rounds of Swiss today. All right. So Alex has offered a cut.
So who do you guys think is going to take this one?
It's hard to tell. That's why we watch the games.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm gonna go ahead and, for the sake of having a hot take, I'm gonna put my money on Nathaniel.
There you go.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna take my boy from Wisconsin then. How about that?
All right.
But I think it's an even
Hey,
matchup. I don't think either deck is
Oh, yeah.
really favored.
I'm gonna go the meta is super healthy pick and pick Yoda.
All right.
All right,
Because
so
you know,
here we go. 6 cards. They probably got some degree of extension too. So if time becomes an issue,
sure.
I'll flag down the judge. But they did get moved, so they typically do another extension from there. We're
Yeah.
about 5 minutes behind the rest of the rounds going on.
I imagine judges will be, figuring out time also.
I don't
so.
think time will really be too much of an issue in this game, depending how it goes. But I mean, the match certainly can get grindy. But both of the players, if they did 2 games that quickly, really went fast. All right, away we go
another
with
fab
game 3.
token.
Regional Governor. All right, call
Early
the match. I'm going to
regional
go figure out what the call was.
All right. Wasn't Falcon.
Definitely wasn't that. Probably was Holler. Maybe it was Holler. That's my
Holler.
guess.
Really? I might have guessed resupply.
Oh yeah,
If I'm just
resupply.
blind calling. Falcon's also a pretty safe one because it hits both Falcons.
Only reason why I said Holler is because I don't think Yoda Green has much answers for that.
Yeah,
And
that is true.
If you get a pilot on a Holler, it's scary. The game will be over fast.
Yep.
The Governor call was Chewbacca.
Oh,
Okay.
that makes sense.
It
Checks out.
Whatever pilot, he does not want to deal with a pilot. I called Holler, but that's close enough.
The Governor attacks for 1. The Governator. All right.
Yeah.
Alex.
Interesting that
Perhaps 3.
the Falcon.
That's a
didn't trade
prestige new
into
Falcon. That's what that is. That's set 4 pilot Falcon prestige.
I'm surprised the Millennium Falcon didn't trade into the Blue Leader.
Or kill the blue leader.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised also. I think
Well-
Alex is just being super aggro here.
And I think he's right.
That's a good point.
I think that Alex is the beatdown. Did not Han action, so has to pay the tax. Taxman cometh. What is Yoda's response? Nathaniel takes care of the extremely dangerous. That must have been the eager escort fighter. That's what could do that.
I think it was a takedown, actually.
Oh, takedown?
Yeah, it was a
No, it
takedown.
was flashed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, eager would have cost 3 too, not 4. Yoda's ability? I think that is what he picked up. When he drew, he's got to put a card back down now.
Yeah, I think it's Blue Leader that he picked up, actually, maybe.
Could be. It's hard to see. I
Could
can
be
see
Eager Escort, though.
he certainly has a Luke in hand, and I think that's a thing. The
There
AT
goes
Hauler.
that dangerous Holler.
Yep, that's a 4/5.
That's a dangerous card right here in this matchup.
And if he can,
Yep.
if he can kill it, he can get it.
He respects it, and now he's trading into it.
Alex
You
takes,
got to.
and the Governator does another damage.
And
He's on
see-
a 28-round clock.
And see, this is where my issue was with not trading into the Hauler. I mean, into the Blue Leader. Like, you still have your Falcon, and you still have both your Hauler and your Falcon. And so I wonder. But there's, perilous position can take out the Hauler now. I
I'm
guess
looking at his
just killed
hand.
it.
How did he... Did he have, like, a second Blue Leader or something?
Yeah, I think he drew either Blue Leaguer or Eager Escort Fighter.
Yeah.
So it was an ambush killing it is what it was. Surprise strike the Falcon for 6, taking him to 19. He's going to play the AT Hauler. Now,
I mean,
now
like,
he's in
having
trouble.
that on his own side is actually pretty big.
right, but, I mean, we'll see. I see what's that? It's a falcon in Alex's hand that he puts down. Han's going to be able to go off this turn, which he's going to do, adding 4. He's going to surprise strike.
Ooh.
Oh,
He's
we're
got the
getting
hand
close.
right now.
Han now represents
He's
lethal.
got
Can
the
Alex?
hands.
Can Alex finish it off? So Nathaniel has to find an answer to Han Solo leader in the ground arena. 4 points
That's
from
why
lethal.
he didn't trade. That's why he had the goat hands.
Dude, what could he have? You get a Rivals Fall?
And see, this is why I don't like early regional governor. I like regional governor when it's timed precisely.
How about YMCA? All right, the village people come down.
All right.
All right, so that
That
leaves
saves him for time.
that slows him down for sure. I mean, I don't think Alex has another surprise strike, or this game would be over, and he just would have slammed it down.
Or breaking in.
Yeah, I think his last card is Ewing Reinforcement, it looks like.
All right. Well, he might be getting a Ewing here. Right, because he's got to attack with Han, take the 2 damage to get his 7th card.
A Falcon.
Yeah, Alex is a great player. I mean, I think he played Boba set 1, and then he played Han 2 blue in set 2. Had some...
Ooh, is he falconing from the row? Big falcon from the row?
No, it's Ewing.
Ewing, okay.
Ewing.
He'd
What
probably
is the
pull a
Ewing
falcon
draw
out
here?
for lethal.
So what are you looking
You gotta
for
pull a falcon.
if you're acting?
Anything with ambush.
Anything with ambush, right. Get that ATLer back.
Or a falcon.
Yep, so blue leader is going
Ooh,
to
nice.
trade into it. It's going to go back to his discard
Ooh.
pile. It dies.
That's massive.
And he's got 4 more that can be spent. Falcon. Oh, that is...
Oh,
Boom.
yeah, that's going to be it.
Boom.
Good game.
Piece of junk. Falcon ends the game, and Alex takes it in game 3.
What draws by Alex? Alex drew 2 surprise strikes. No.
All right, you folks. So,
Sometimes you just want it more.
yeah, Alex improves to 6-1. Looking very good for game 2. The players are discussing the match. We're going to wrap up. That's the last replacement match. I can see that on McClunky's table. You got Frank Myers there. Come join that. Check it out and come back for us for round 8 coming up next.
Yeah, that was great.
am a Jedi, like my father before me.
All right, what's up, Unlimited fans? It's a Loopy Late Night Gaming. We got a sound coming up. 1 sec. So why is it? It's echoing.
It's echoing because the mic is picking.
How
do we do this?
Just fix it.
Kill the video.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you there, but I think.
All right, I'm going to do a quick interview with Alex as soon as I can hear him through Discord again.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. And we're not echoing anymore, so we're going to transition. All right, this is Loopy here. We had hot mics. I'm here with Alex, who just did that Han Green match. Tell me about that match with Yoda.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's not one I want to see sitting across the table from me. And yeah, I guess you all saw the game 3. And game 1, I was able to just aggro him in space and turn 1 Falcon, turn 2 Chewie, the classic Han Green. And
Right.
game 2, similar, but I ran out of gas towards the end. He got just ramp into Yoda and played a Luke unit, and that was kind of game over. Yeah, but you saw game 3. I was really, was lucky that he called Chewbacca from the regional governor instead of Falcon, because my hand was Falcon, Chewie. So,
Oh man.
yeah.
Absolutely, and I mean you gotta pick your poison, but boy did
Shout out
your
to Rebel Trader. He called it. Should have been Falcon.
I think actually several people in the chat did. But how do you feel about Han Green generally into this meta? I know you're doing well with it. I think Alex Blandon is doing well with it today.
Yeah, I like it personally. It's been my main deck this set, and yeah, the only matchup I really don't want to see is Anakin, which I don't think there are a lot of Anakins around still. So yeah, I'm liking it. I think it's great into the field.
All right, so
Yeah, Blue Red's not in the best position right now. Blue Red hero.
So
Yeah.
I know that you're a member of, a testing team that I'm here. How are the Wisconsin guys doing today?
Yeah, a lot of us are doing well. We got Carlos and Emmanuel, I believe are X and one, and Micah, who top board in Denver. He's I think X and one. So probably some others too. I don't want to leave anyone out, but yeah, I'm glad we had a good show. We're having a pretty good showing today, and we're working on possibly getting a Wisconsin team form. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, great match, Alex. Good luck on your last match of the day, and we hope to see you at game 2 or day 2.
Yes, thanks so much, Loopy. Thanks for doing this.
All right, we're going to go back to weight screen for a little bit. That was Alex Krasinski that we saw win with Han Green, and we'll be back with round 8 after this. Stay with us, folks. Yep.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
And mics are hot. All right, Loopy at Late Night Gaming here with RT and my teammate Solo. They're just wrapping up the 7th round. We'll be back with round 8 shortly, but let's go through a recap of the top tables. The last round that is at a very high table still going is Frank Myers on Darth Vader Yellow versus Brad Gregg on Kira. So I just checked into that a moment ago. But on table 1, we had a Sabine ECL versus Alec versus Joshua Mason on Han 2 Vault. Alex Sabine was able to take it. Table 2 was Wu versus Michael Conroe. Wu got it 2-0. Going undefeated. We saw table 3. That was our first feature match. Matthew improves to 6-0, beating Cole Dameron, who's playing real well on Han 2 Data Vault. Table 4, Jeremiah Dixon. That is J-Trash, ain't it?
It is.
I believe so.
Looks like round 8 matches are going to be posted soon.
Yep, so keep on watching there. I'll keep the update here if you want to pick the match.
Sure. I'm going to try and get Woo if we can.
All right, and then get Frank as the backup.
Yeah.
All right. But Cole Lapine with Han Blue is able to take it 2-1 against J-Trash on Han Green 30. Rando Mando draws with Ryan Conroe on Ray. That actually doesn't surprise me that much. It looks like actually the result just came in for Frank's match as a draw, which is interesting. They just went to time in game 3. Jim's still on table 7 with Pelp Lake Country. Actually talked to Mickey a little bit about that match. Was able to get Mickey D on Quinlan with a heck of a lot of ramp all right away. Ryan Metzler was able to defeat Sunny D 2-1 on table 8. Table 9, Michael Overlay from Wisconsin also improves to 6-1 over John Schroeder. Stephen Carlson 2-0 over Jason Assis. And Emmanuel Apodaca on table 11 wins 2-0 against Matt Dunn. So what do you think about the meta share as we said, RT? Any surprises?
Like as of right now, I think Vader. There was a lot of Vaders at the start, pilot Vaders, and it hasn't really converted a ton. I mean, there's a couple players that are up at the top with them, but probably not as many as there were going in.
Yeah, just visually looking at the standings right now, and we'll import the actual data and do the analysis when you and Solo are calling the match here. But I mean, I see a lot of Han Solo at the top tables.
Yeah.
And then
Both versions.
Yep, and then I see, Kira's looks like it's doing pretty good too. And for as few as it had, there's still a lot of Quinlans up here. Huh. And I see that there's an Obi at table 14 too.
Ooh.
All right, this should be about just 5 minutes, and we'll be back with round 8 after this.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Round 8 here at the Minneapolis Regional Qualifier. Second last round of the day. We've got the Bothan Network's co-founder, Frank Myers, down here at the bottom, going to be playing Vader Yellow. That's the Vader 2, or Vader 4, as some call it. The second Vader that has been printed in this game. From the fourth set. I'm a fan of the Vader 2 nomenclature, but, both are valid. On the top, we've got Doug playing Sabine Data Vault.
The mythical aggro mid-range deck.
Yeah. I have not actually seen this Sabine Data Vault in action yet.
No, I played against it.
I know it won the big European event, but all my locals are still on ECL.
I mean, look, Data Vault, after playing against it, I understand why you want to play it. I just think this version gives you more leeway to draw into your stuff. And when I mean stuff, I mean, typically with ECL, like, you can't make any mistakes. And so this probably allows you to buy you some time with the extra health.
Yeah, and time definitely is going to be valuable here against this Vader deck, which is also going to be trying to win the damage race.
There's something powerful about turn 1 when they play the TIE fighter that makes two ships into the capture ship. That's probably one of the strongest plays in the game right now.
Yeah, that's a gnarly one.
And like this deck is like, you gotta have an answer for that clone ship, because if you don't, the game ends pretty fast. Like, this Vader deck's really fast, and some of the matches I've played, the game is ending on R5 a lot of the time.
Yeah. People are rooting for Doug in the chat. Where's Doug from? All right, these players are shuffling up. If you had to pick someone to be favored in this matchup, who do you think you'd pick?
I think the Vader might be a little bit favored. Because without ECL, you don't get to interact with the space, I think, fast enough. So I wonder, if they draw their Bright Hopes, and I don't know if they draw any other Sentinels, but you got to be able to interact with this deck early, otherwise it gets out of hand very fast.
Yeah. I'd say the same thing about Sabine though, and this Vader doesn't have a ton of ways to interact with Sabine's units.
I think drawing blue leader for Sabine is big here. An early blue leader puts Sabine in the driver's seat, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So looking at these records, Doug is 5-2, Frank is 5-1-1. So this is effectively an elimination match. If one of these players loses, they're getting sent home.
Ooh, wow. So lots at stake here.
Yeah.
Well, this makes for great content for us. It adds
Stakes.
more.
Yeah.
Anybody watching, make sure you go tell your friends to come and watch this slugfest. Okay, they got I see a ship, the capture ship. I see it in his opener.
Yep, it's there. Lots of ships there. I think it's the capture ship, eager escort,
Got a
AT
hauler
hauler.
too. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, this guy's running the gas.
Apparently we're told this is a Bothan team deck. So I guess lots of them are on it.
Got it. I always find it interesting when the team all runs the same things. We don't typically do that here at Late Night Gaming. We kind of just go with what we like. Interesting. We got a space opening for Sabine and not for Vader.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising.
Oof,
What is that haul?
there it goes. Now I hope I hope Frank is really thinking about the capture ship. You have to be thinking about it once 2 units are in play. You got to play around that.
Ooh, pilot onto the A-wing.
Up, and he's not
did you
thinking
catch-
about he's about to get caught.
Did you catch which pilot that was?
No, I can't see it.
It looks red though. It might be.
Who's got the
Frisk?
initiative?
I think he spent 2 resources on it.
Is Vader on the initiative? It's gonna blow him out with the capture ship right now. No, oh, ambush.
Your escort. Yeah, it was
Interesting.
Frisk. Frisk on the A-wing.
Well, and see, I was just playing on Petronaki today, and I reminded myself that piloting that Phoenix squadron with that 4 health leaves you open to a lot of different things.
Yep.
So to not even have to use his capture is pretty big, because now he can use it on something else.
Let's see. Now the question is, does he attack base with his hauler or does he kill the A-wing? Looks like he's going to base, pressing the advantage.
That's the right move. If I'm sitting on that capture ship, I'm not really worried about him doing anything with that ship. Okay, Fisk was the pilot.
All right. Sabine does get to deploy this turn. But I believe all of Doug's resources are spent, so we're not looking at a Darksaber.
Does Datavault? I don't even know if Datavaults run Darksaber. Do they?
I guess I'm not sure. I think so, but maybe not.
I've seen some lists without it, but
Luby's telling us that some of them have it, some of them don't. But I think the one that won the European event didn't.
I mean, maybe if I ran Datavault, I'd probably run General's Blade and Darksaber. Just go all in.
Yeah. All right, Vader gonna be used to generate a TIE fighter here.
You have to be really comfortable as a Vader player to be sitting on that ship. It's like he's being very conservative with it, which is good.
Ooh, that's a big play there. Adelphi comes down, swings the A-wing into the hauler, which means Doug is not going to get to steal this hauler. Victor leader from Frank. And and our scrolling standings have been updated for the current round. Doug is definitely still pushing the offense here.
Yeah.
But those are two big space units in there for Doug.
And also Doug can still get his hauler back pretty easily with the capture ship.
Yeah. He might have resourced it by now, but we did see it in his hand at one point.
That's true. I wonder if he did resource that.
All right, 6 resources, and that means Vader is online.
Do you hear the breathing? Oh man. For all the Vader pilot players, make sure you bring your Vader mask.
All right, Victor.
So we see the
Going to
Sabine
bite up?
players in the control. Oh, Waylay.
Ooh, that's interesting. Hauler goes back to Frank's hand. And Doug is just going to keep pushing on the ground here. And he's got a full grip of resources as well.
Misdamage?
I think you're hearing from the other table.
Okay.
Yeah, this damage looks correct to me. All right. Doug's action, he's spending 5. Is that going to be Poe? Maybe a senatorial corvette? It's Poe.
Oh.
That's big.
Yeah. He can't just put Vader out until he has an answer.
Yep. I guess he could do it and just try to get as much damage as he could this turn, which right now he's got 3 on board. Plus 5 would be 8 damage.
He hasn't drawn the clone either, so that's pretty big.
It is. All right, he's gonna flip Vader.
Risky. He must. How many resources do you have? 4 left.
3 left.
3.
Yep, because he'd spent 3 on the Waylay.
That's risk. Yeah, he's probably just going face at this point.
Yep, that brings Doug to 25. He's still got 8 health left. Ooh, no gonna be dead.
Time. That's why he did it.
That's massive.
Never mind. Like, oh my god. Okay.
All right. So Poe is not going to be a threat to Vader next turn.
That might be. I think that might be the winning play right there.
It certainly could be. And let's see if Doug has that off aspect overwhelming barrage.
I've seen that in the wild for sure. Some crazy people. I mean, look, if you're running green red, maybe.
Loopy just informed us that he had off aspect barrage in his planetary qualifier deck.
Hey, listen, if I'm running red green, I mean hero big, like a bigger version, mid range, I'd consider it.
Barrage for 17. Loopy says.
Jeez.
Ooh, off of Chewbacca and a Gorilla Pod. All right, so Vader gonna hit here, bringing Doug to
Lethal.
31.
That's pretty much lethal.
Yep, gotta answer those TIE fighters. I'm not sure there is one. And
Yeah,
Frank's
that's
taking game
game
one.
one's down.
That no good to be dead really mattered.
I wonder what changes you make here as a Sabine Data Vault player. What do you do into this?
If they're on Bright Hopes on the side, I bring those in for sure. Probably Fang Fighters as well, if those aren't in the main. You want to be able to clear that Vader, potentially like Wingmans early in the game as an option. And Bright Hope, I think, is pretty self-explanatory also.
I don't know. This seems like a disappointing loss for the Sabine player because the Vader won without really even bringing down its best plays.
Yeah. No Combat Squadron. There's Victor Leader was there for a bit. No Phantoms. All right, thanks to Loopy for getting the scroll working on top of the play area. So you now see the top. I think we have it as 64 standings. Yeah, top 64. All right, these players are really siding a lot. Looks like. Yeah.
Yes. He's been on Sabine since Sets 1, even though he was a blonde Sabiner. Now he's finally come to the lights. But,
I believe he was the one that coined the term Blonde Sabine.
Yeah. I hope he got that copywritten.
Yeah, it's such a metaphor right now, of course.
I think so this is Loopy. I'm popping in while they're sideboarding. Yeah, Frank did the Blonde Sabine Masterclass first. If you haven't checked that out, please do. I mean, he actually showed up with spreadsheets and graphics himself to add to us to try to explain where he was coming from. And he certainly knows this match. He's an excellent Sabine player. He's been playing a lot of Sabine ECL lately and has gone to a Vader pilot deck, which is cool.
Sector Qualifier. Milan, wasn't it?
I think it seems like Bothan Network. This is just outside looking in, not knowing any information, but it seems like Bothan Networks moved off of Sabine.
Yep.
I feel like they've answered Sabine pretty well with the decks that they've been playing, including Han 2 Data Vault.
So, I mean, there's a lot of Bothans playing today and a lot doing well, but I think this is the team deck with the Vader yellow that they tuned up. And I know Jeff Creasy's doing very, very well too, who's one of our often commentators. You know, and he handled the video equipment in Colorado for us. But love seeing Frank and Jeff at such high tables here. They're not able to do co-commentary with me yet because they're still playing, but really cool. I'll see if I can grab Frank's interview at some point soon here too.
I really like this list, even from what I've noticed. I like how Frank played the match. He seemed like total control. He had answers. He was prepared for certain things. Seemed like he was in full control of that round one. Or let me say match one.
All right. Looks like they're ready to go. They're cutting. I'm going to let you guys back to it, and I'll go back to just production, Mike.
All right. It took quite a while to decide there. So hopefully they're extra prepared. for game 2. Who do you think any side gets better going to the post sideboard?
It's tough, man. I really hope that I don't know what answers he has. Thinking about the meta, you should have some answers because a lot of Sabine, a lot of Han and Vader, you should have answers for space in your sideboard. The red green naturally has answers for Kira and things of that nature. So hopefully some bright hopes came in. Maybe confiscates, but I'm not even sure how much confiscate helps in this.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Confiscate on a big Vader could definitely be big. Yeah. I will say, I think Sabine Data Vault definitely is a better matchup here than Sabine ECL because there's just not a ton of ECL targets in this.
Right.
It's like maybe like you could use Adelphi Patrolling. That's about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they're running Timely, so Timely will be big here if they draw those. You just got to have answers in space. Take control. Bombing run. Maybe he has bombing run in the sideboard. That's it.
Ooh, that would actually be massive for the space arena. Ooh, Loopy's teasing us a little bit, saying that we've got shift data, like, you know, how things are doing now versus at the start. And apparently it's really interesting.
Ooh, can't wait to talk about that. So yeah, like we were saying, I think without ECL, Vader just gets more time, and that's the problem, I think, in this matchup.
Yeah, that is also true.
I would love to see if Doug can flip this thing in game 2, though. That be encouraging. So like you gotta be thinking if I'm playing right now, Sabine, I'm thinking, okay, how do I play around that no good to me dead? Because I'm not gonna be able to lean on Poe. He's not gonna have much ground targets. That first match was unusual having the ground start. That kind of a little dangerous. Get time leads and stuff like that. That's sometimes the advantage of being in space. You don't have to deal with many crazy things
Yeah.
like you do on the ground. And so I'm wondering how does he stop the pivotal Vader turns?
Yeah, it's really difficult to stop them. Upgrade hate is one way to do it. You know, like Fang Fighters or Confiscates. Yeah, I mean, you can't really just blow it up like a lot of things can.
Yeah, Frank probably in that last game, Frank probably resourced that sanctioner ship. I think that's what it's called. And sanctioner shuttle, right? That's what's called, sanctioner shuttle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might have resourced it when he couldn't maybe pull it off and was settled for the 4-1 ambush.
Yeah. But
Okay,
yeah,
I
that's
see
another one that could be big if it comes down.
Okay, I see a rebel assault.
Rebel Assault's a bit of a weird one in this matchup because I mean it's more damage, but you don't care a ton about actions because Frank's deck isn't really killing Doug's units for the most part.
Also, that's the strength of Vader, the action churning. So you don't really need to be faster than Vader. They gotta have so many actions. All right, that's a Phoenix Squadron.
All right, double Y-Wings for Frank.
Uh-oh.
Phoenix can swallow one of them. But the other one is likely going to get an attack off.
Yeah, I think Doug needs to be in the control. I think he needs to get to that late game.
I think that's accurate.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like you also got Overwhelm Barrage. There's just so many things Doug has to play around.
Yep.
All right, there you go. There goes the trade. Good trade. Got to shut off that shuttle.
I mean, Vader's going to be able to regenerate that TIE fighter pretty quick.
That's true. That is true.
But it looks like he's going for something different. Ooh, P-38.
P-38. That's big. That is big. P-38 can kill that Red 5. That's a Red 5, correct?
Yeah, it's Red 5.
But I'm not even sure. I think Frank's... Well, they're kind of even right now. No one's really taking the position of the aggro or the control just yet.
Yeah. I think this round is going to be a pivotal turn for that. See where people come down.
Yeah, Doug's in a bind here.
Does he have a way to damage one of these units now?
Daring raid. But even if you daring raid, P-38 just trades and kills.
Yeah.
There is a card that would have been really good, but this is not the deck that plays it. Hot Shot Maneuver would have been great here. That's a card I think that's going to creep up and be good in the future.
Yeah. That's I gotta look that one up actually.
Yeah, Hot Shot Maneuvers 1 cost red, and it states that you do 2 damage based on 2 different characters based on how many on attacks that unit has.
Oh yeah. That's an interesting one.
And then you get to attack after. So that's a red 5 bomb right there. That card with red 5 and Luke is pretty strong. But okay, we got a Bright Hope. You called it, RT.
Yeah. That's a strong card in this matchup for sure.
All right, so it's probably 4 there. Yeah. So obviously doesn't have Waylay because he would have done it by now.
Yeah. He was having second thoughts about that P-38, or at least about the sequencing of it. Might want to attack something else into the Bright Hope first.
I mean, Bright Hope's representing almost 3 for 1 right here. Okay, that's nice.
That's actually pretty big.
Now he can. Now it's only threatening 2 for 1. Does Doug have any resources left, or he's? Oh no, he's tapped. He's tapped. He's tapped. Mm.
1 second.
Yeah, this is crucial how to navigate this turn. They're taking their time. Okay, so he replaces it. What just happened? The deliberation here in this turn is very telling. Important turns here. With 25 minutes left, you know, they gotta pick up the pace a little bit. Because if Doug is able to pull this off, you're gonna have a game 3 that's pivotal with time staring down your backs. All right, so wow, so the Viktor leader was a great play because now it's not even a 2 for 1 anymore. They get to take 2 units and swing and survive, so he maintains his board state.
Okay, sorry, I had to take care of something. We had the Viktor leader. Have they
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah,
the
so
Viktor leader was a great play because it pumps up the health of the P-38 so it doesn't die, and it swings in for 4, and then now the other
Did Red
ship
3
is
Did the Red 5 just go to base?
it looks so.
Oh, that's interesting. If he had gone to Viktor leader and then was able to kill it this turn, he'd be able to take 2 other units with it. But as it stands, Frank's gonna keep everything.
Yeah, Wormy said interested to see Sabine without UCL.
Yeah.
I understand
So
the
far-
European influence, but okay.
Loopy, I thought this was our secondary match. Okay. Oh, Rebel Assault here, that's massive. That means he gets to do exactly what I was saying earlier, which is, well, not 2 units. So he takes the P-38 as well. The Y-Wing has 1 more health than I was assuming it did.
Right.
Oh no. I am right because he gets to kill it with the on attack. Haha. Oh, and the Rebel Assault also lets Sabine hit for 4.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is big.
It is.
Ooh, this match turned. What a big turn.
All right, ooh, Squadron though. That could turn things right back the other way.
Oh man, this is a prize fight.
All right, going into the Vader flip turn, Clone Squadron on board. Right now it's just 5-5. Vader deploys, it's going to become 12-12.
Yeah, and then if he has OB in hand, I think that might just kind of shut the door.
Yeah, definitely could.
That was a great flurry of sequencing there, though.
Yeah.
And that's why you love when it comes to Star Wars Unlimited. You love the action by action nature between the opponents. It creates so many vast situations that are tantalizing, I would say.
Yeah. I thought I saw Frank's hand, and I don't think there's a barrage in it, but we are going to see the Vader flip. Oh, maybe not.
A mistake, Frank? What mistake did you make? Oh, he wants to create another. He wants to create another tie. He wants to get as big as possible. Yeah. His opponent gracefully let him take it back.
All right. For a cause. Doug's win condition here is going to be to try to push lethal as quick as he can. That's 4. That brings Frank to 21. Got a Rebel Assault in there. If he leaves that on the top, that's actually exact lethal next turn. The Rebel Assault is.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, Data Vault still healthy, so even with a big, huge Vader, he still needs about 2 turns.
Yeah.
That's the power of Data Vault, ladies and gentlemen. You can stare death in the face and say hello.
All right, now Frank knows about that, so he's got to have something to deal with it.
Frank's got top deck OB. That's what he needs to do. I think another thing with the Vader deck, their hands are relatively low most of the time. They play so many cheap units.
Oh, really? That's a big answer to have.
Yeah, shut the Rebel Assault down. But maybe not. How many resources did Doug have left?
I think 3. It looks like the Clone Squad's gonna attack before Vader flips.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Maybe he flips Vader into the... a surprise strike.
Okay. Like, he could flip into the ground, but I'm not sure what advantage he gains for that. Maybe he wants to play a bit of defense and kill the Sabine with it. That's the best I can think of.
Well, also, I'm more thinking that Frank is trying to put the pedal to the metal, just adding more damage to shrink that lead. Because he was at, 3 or 6? He was at 6. He just did 10. Vader comes out and does 21. You need 13 left? No,
12.
11? 12? So you'll need 12 left. Yep, see there you go. Vader on the ground. He might just kill Sabine though. Because if you got the Rebel Assault, you kill Sabine and and now Doug's in trouble. Great plays by Frank. He handled lethal very well.
All right.
It would have been nice if Doug had Rebel Salt in his hand. I think he had it earlier. Oh yeah, well he used it. That's right, he did.
Yeah. He had it on top of the deck with forecast.
Information for the opponent. Great playing around that by Frank. And it doesn't, unless Doug has a timely record, timely Poe.
I mean, one of those would definitely be very nice. And he's got 7 resources, so you should be able to do it either out of hand or out of the resource row.
That's the problem with Data Vault. You can't really control exactly when you draw what. You can't rely on anything. You just got to play the deck as it goes.
Yeah. All right, Cassian. That's another threat to end this game with the Rebel Assault. Or no, it's yeah. That plus Rebel Assault plus Speed Ping ends the game.
Waylay. Oof.
Oof.
Frank's gone full defense.
Loopy? Ooh, that was a Discord
Yeah,
crash.
feed's dead, man.
Is the whole feed dead? Okay. That's good.
Yep. Yeah, we can
Oh,
see
okay.
your Discord. You can see
Yeah, I
your
can see it.
OBS. Everyone can
We
see
can't
your
see all the
OBS.
controls.
Okay, so Frank pulls it off. 2-0 win.